Boom.
Boom. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Call of Cthulhu, Masks of Nyarlathotep. We're on session 27. That's crazy. That's a lot of Call of Cthulhu. We've officially passed the 1-year mark since we started the campaign. That's insane. Hey. Oh, man. And we even took a week off 2 weeks ago. That's, but yeah. As always, I'm Jack. Today I'm joined by Graydon, Evan, Jared, Peter. Matt's going to be here eventually. Maybe Eric's going to be here eventually. Who knows? That man is, who can say? But if he doesn't show up, he's going to miss the second half of the cat escapades. How's everyone doing today?
Excellent.
Awesome. Okay.
Good. I'm ready to learn about these cats.
People. Yeah, you would think Eric of all people would be here for the cats.
You would think, but
probably because he knows we're about to kill them all.
So
we're about to.
I missed the last session, and I haven't.
Yes,
yeah.
Oh, don't you worry. I'm gonna inform everyone about what's going on. Before we begin, I just want to say I saw that I had a fucking H.P. Lovecraft themed beer in my fridge, so I'm drinking that right now.
Meant to be.
And also, crazy things happening right now. It's the 40th anniversary of the Call of Cthulhu tabletop role-playing game. They're doing a big Kickstarter right now for some old classic stuff, which is pretty cool. But yeah, 40 years of Call of Cthulhu.
Today?
1981. Sorry?
Today, 40 years?
I don't know if today. I don't know like what day the original game came out, but 1981, and they're like celebrating the 40th anniversary right now. Chaosium is. So I just thought I'd mention that as a fun little side note.
Oh, they crushed their goal.
They did, yeah.
People are excited at them.
Mm-hmm. But we have to play some modern Call of Cthulhu today, right now, not 40 years ago, because we weren't alive.
No.
Today, we celebrate our campaign, and our campaign only. And speaking of our campaign, last we left off, you guys had arrived in Egypt and had begun doing a little bit of investigative work. You haven't come up with too many leads, but you had met Dr. Ali Kaffour, an Egyptologist at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo, who gave you a big lore dump about everything regarding the Black Pharaoh. You found out a lot of information from him. Clyde also met a local newspaper publicist named Nigel Wasif and got a little bit of information from him as well. Last session, you revisited Dr. Kaffour and asked him a little bit more about some occult texts and perhaps some boxes that Clyde had seen at the Penhew Foundation, which he knew nothing about. But he did show you an annotated copy of what is effectively the Necronomicon, which you guys agreed to pay him $20 an hour to begin translating for you in his spare time. The meat and potatoes, rather, of last session was your meeting with Jan Willem van Hoevelen, a Dutch archaeologist here in Egypt, a disgraced former member of the Clive expedition, who, after getting him drunk and feeding him dinner, you found out about a scroll that he's translating and how he's been plagued by hordes of cats recently, which seem to be following him as well as you everywhere. Upon hearing this, Clyde and Harrison went and broke into his room in the old city and stole the original texts which he had hidden in his room. So after that, we cut for the night. So it is now a new day. It is February 25th, 1925. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining, and it's early morning. What would you all like to do? Oh, also, you offered to pay for not only his dinner, but to buy him a hotel room at your nice, fancy hotel.
This is what happens when I'm not here. Yeah. The Jesse Hughes fund is like...
Peyton offered for Richard to pay.
Yeah, I was just standing there, and Peyton's like, "Oh yeah, Richard will pay for you."
All right, that's much more acceptable.
I thought we were gonna take him back to get the scrolls or whatever.
The previous night.
Yeah.
I mean, it was getting kind of late, and he was rather drunk. So I believe the agreement was to maybe go and get them the next day. This was a month ago that we last played, so I don't remember.
I remember, like, because Harrison and I got back there, and then we went and sat down at the table. Because I remember Harrison saying, "You don't want to put the scrolls somewhere." I was like, "Nah, I'll just keep them in my pocket." And then we went and we sat down at the table, and I think that's all I remember.
Mm.
Yeah, and we had just convinced him to go get the scroll either that evening or the next morning.
I think we're gonna go with the next morning because that's what makes the most sense in my head.
Fair enough.
Well,
good, because we need to have a serious conversation about that. Now.
We also need to have a serious conversation about how Richard's not paying for everyone we fucking put in the hotel.
So who's going to pay for Jan Willem's room tonight?
Well, Richard already agreed.
I did not agree to it.
You just said you agreed.
You said you agreed.
You said I'm not
night,
going to,
session.
meaning that you've already agreed to the previous thing that has just happened. So.
What? I said I'm not going to pay for it. How does that mean I agreed
No, you
prior?
said you're not going to pay for everyone that we come across, which means moving forward.
No. I mean starting now.
Well,
Peyton can pay. Peyton can pay for him.
Peyton's got no money, bro.
That's Peyton's problem.
Bro. Peyton's got no money. None. Okay, so are we still sitting at the dinner table then?
We'll consider this. If you want it to be the previous night, we can say that it's still late, February 24th. But Jan Willem is quite sloshed at this point, and he's not going anywhere. And there's still cats like all around the outside, just meowing in the night. Every so often, a few like scamper across the courtyard. They seem to be quite interested in the people at your table.
Oh, Mr. Jan Willem, I think you've had a bit too much to drink tonight.
Yeah, I think it might be time for me to turn in for the night.
I'm feeling famished myself. Not how you use that word.
Famished. We have just ate a beautiful dinner.
I apologize. I mean, fatigued, I believe is the word. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
English isn't my strongest language.
What is your strongest language?
I have no other language. I don't understand the question, sweetie.
He's very drunk and like kind of looks at you confused and like just takes another sip of wine that's at the table.
Richard, are we going to are we going to figure out where Mr. Jan Willem's going to stay?
Well, I assume we got to talk to the group first. I myself can't afford to pay for everyone.
I thought you could. You've been flaunting your money around like you don't give a damn. My daddy always used to say that if you see the shot off of a man's coin, it means that they got 10 more in their pocket.
Your father seemed to say a lot of things.
Oh, my daddy talked every day.
What a statement. My daddy talked every day.
Oh my god.
So you guys are currently renting, or you currently have 3 rooms at this hotel, which is running the Jesse Hughes Fund $90, 90 American dollars per night, which I'm keeping track of. So if you're going to get another room for Jan Willem, that's going to be another $30.
Can we put Jan into a less expensive hotel?
You're gonna go figure out a new hotel for him to stay in tonight?
I mean, there is that place that we were at just recently. There's a front desk with some guy who didn't speak English. There's a bunch of cats around.
That's the room he was already renting.
Oh, it's perfect. There you go. You can just go back there.
But we promised Mr. Jan Willem that we'd get him a room.
Now, he's told us some good information, yes?
Oh, absolutely. He's told us about a scroll that he's been looking at, and he's more than happy to go get it from his house tomorrow morning for us to take a look at.
Now,
yeah, and you're interested in my previous employer, Dr. Henry Clive. You said you want to speak with him.
Oh, absolutely. We have tons of questions about that Clive expedition.
I'd be more than happy to introduce you to my former colleagues.
Well, there we go. What do you say, Richard? I think the man's earned his keep.
I don't quite understand, Peyton, why you keep pointing towards me, that you're talking to Ruth.
Well, Ruth, what do you think?
I think this man has earned his stay in the hotel tonight.
Well, there you have it, Jan Willem. I think we're going to get you a nice room.
Oh, that sounds very nice. Didn't mean to do the Borat thing. Did not mean to do that.
My name is Shadi.
Very nice.
What is this little Jew boy doing with my Millennium items? That's all the Masks of Nyarlathotep campaign is now. Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. Now that you're in the Egyptian part.
Can't wait till we get to use dual monsters to get through the next part of this campaign.
No, we only play dungeon dice monsters.
Okay.
And Ruth, can you go get the room for Mr. Jan Willem, and we'll get him his key and send him to bed.
All right, I'm gonna get a room with the Jesse Hughes Fund, an additional room for $30.
Hey, I will make a note to take $30 out of the Jesse Hughes Fund.
Just for tonight.
Of course, Ruth. I've never met such a kind-hearted group who's just willing to give out money. Everyone clenches onto their money till the skeleton's in the grave back at home.
Hey, Clayton, I think the ones you're looking for are fucking suckers.
All right.
Well,
So
excuse
after you
me?
get Jan Willem the room, he picks up the bottle of wine from the table and stumbles into the hotel, and a busboy, like one of those like front like hotel lobby people, like shows him up to his room.
Concierge.
Well,
Sure,
there we
yeah.
have it. So I think it was a mission accomplished tonight. Hey, Richard?
I do believe we did achieve what we intended to. It's nice that he's gonna also show us those original scrolls that he had in his house.
So he's gone now?
Yeah.
He's gone up to his room for the night.
Yeah, so about those squirrels, I stole them. I have them.
What?
Yeah,
Excuse me?
they were interested. He was hiding them. I thought we could benefit with some good favor at the archaeologist that we want to meet. You know, trade him the scrolls or something, and then maybe we get a little private tour.
Well, actually, Clyde, he was going to read these scrolls. They have to do with possibly have to do with the Dark Pharaoh.
And the god Bassett, he was
Yes.
saying.
Yes, the god Bastet.
Bastet.
Also, yeah, one of the waiters comes by with your bill for the very lavish dinner that you all had. It comes to $25, which is quite expensive for a meal in in
I'll pay it.
1925.
Oh, Richard, you don't have to, but I absolutely appreciate. What a gentleman. Now, I'm sorry. The money seems to have gotten us a little bit confused. Clyde, did you say Clyde? Sorry, we've been talking about the Clive expedition all night long. My head's all spinning around, and I've definitely had a couple glasses of wine. Well, you stole the scroll.
Yeah,
The one that Jan Velen says that he's gonna get for us tomorrow.
the one that he said he stole from the site. Yeah.
No.
Correction.
I don't know.
This is not a scroll from the site of the Clive expedition. This is one that Jan Willem found somewhere else in Cairo.
Oh.
Okay. Now, I'm just a girl from the south. I don't know if this may make sense to any of y'all, but there's not going to be a scroll there for Jan Velen to give us tomorrow, and that might, persuade him to suspect us of something.
Can we even read the scroll?
I don't. There's a bunch of pictures on it or something.
Yeah, you pull it out, and anybody who has an intelligence of, we'll say, well, you probably all have an intelligence of 50 or higher. You all recognize that these are Egyptian hieroglyphs, which none of you know how to read.
Oh,
My intelligence of 80 does nothing for me.
well, this is just great. So now we have a stolen scroll that we don't know how to read, and the only person that does know how to read it will not get it unless he understands that we stole it from him.
He's not the only person. It's the Dr. K whatever that is working on the translating things for us.
Clyde.
Before.
Have some respect for the doctors in the field.
What
yeah,
if he?
yeah.
What if he suspects we stole it?
How is he going to suspect that?
Well,
You brought him
I
here.
don't know, maybe
we
because
were
two
drinking
other
all night.
people.
no, sorry.
I
The person we would show the scroll to try to get it translated. Perhaps they know
That
a
could-
scroll's gone missing.
The fucking cats out here.
A good amount of cats are still sitting outside the restaurant.
I've always hated cats. Huh?
I want to hiss at them.
Get out of here!
You
I
want
try
to
to
hiss?
shoo away.
You want to hiss at the cats?
Yeah.
You want
God.
to you want to do that for me? You want to give them a hiss?
Roll for his.
They hiss back. They
Okay.
don't seem to like that too much.
I'm gonna try to shoo the closest one away. Like, get out of here!
I'm gonna like whip out a
Wait.
little notebook, a little notebook. I'm gonna look over to Ruth and be like, Ruth, can you interact with them again that way? I want to see what happens if you keep pushing them.
You know, how about I'll write and you can interact however you'd like, and I can write detailed notes.
No. I have no interest in fighting with these cats, but you, on the other hand, seem to.
I simply.
The closest cat, Peyton, that you try to shoo away is going to hiss and try to claw at you.
Oh my! Well, that's very rude now, ain't it? This
That's
is
a,
like-
That cat is fucked. It's gonna get hung over a cliff.
that's a 17, which is a hard success for this cat.
Fucking Christ!
So you take 1 point of scratching damage, unless you want to try and fight back or dodge against the cat.
No,
Okay.
no. I'll just take it.
Oh dear, Peyton, let me see that.
Oh, Richard, you sure know how to
Here
make
we
a girl
go.
feel important.
Well,
Now-
I am a doctor after all.
As he's doing whatever he's doing in my hand, I look over at Clyde. Or Peyton looks over at Clyde. Now, Clyde, I believe that you need to go put that scroll back tonight.
No.
What a useless critical success. for first aid.
So do I get?
So you get 1 hit point back.
No. You got us into this mess, and now you are gonna have to go put that scroll back. I'm sorry.
Look at the facts, right? This guy was a disgrace. He was kicked out of sight, whatever. He found this thing, sure. He's a drunk. How do we know he's even translating anything properly?
Well,
Wow.
I do believe he was drinking because of being kicked off the expedition, as he
You don't know.
put it
Maybe he was
when-
getting kicked off because of his drinking.
He did
Well,
say
he could have,
he
but-
did say during dinner that he was let go because he was drinking so much.
Oh,
He
But-
did admit that.
but he is still a known archaeologist. You don't become that after not knowing anything. He may be a drunk, but that doesn't mean
I
he
didn't
doesn't
know
know
him
what he's
until I
talking
met
about.
him. What does that mean, no?
My granddaddy was a drunk, and he still had the fastest cow in the West.
There's nothing to do with your granddad. It was the cow. Was the cow drunk?
Well, no, but my granddaddy trained the cow.
No, what I'm saying, Clyde, is that he was on an expedition, and I don't think they'd recruit an archaeologist that doesn't know what they're doing.
I mean, I guess that's fair reasoning, but I still think we'd make more ground and more progress if we take this to someone who is still respected.
Well, we had a lovely dinner with him tonight, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't know how you feel, Richard. Was Ruth at dinner, or was she not at dinner?
Ruth was with us at dinner.
Ruth was at dinner.
Okay, Ruth, I don't know what you thought, but I thought he was, he may have his flaws. Don't we all, honey? But I think that he is a good person, and I think he knows what he's doing. I think you just need to give his property back.
Well, I don't know if he's a good person, but I think he can translate the scroll. However, if the scroll were to have gone missing, I'm not sure if he would suspect us. Why would we treat him out a night like this just to rob him that same night? I think he would be more paranoid of potentially his employers or other things already going on. So maybe we're better off with the scroll.
I mean, I'm not too sure how his intelligence is, but I was pushing the drinks on him pretty hard tonight, which would seem pretty suspicious if some of his property were to go missing all of a sudden.
Perhaps
I
he
don't
just
know, Peyton. You are
he-
pretty generous with other people's money.
perhaps he just thought a pretty lady liked him.
I don't know. Something doesn't feel right about this. I've said my piece, but whatever you boys want to do, and lady, I know we're supposed to stick together, but if you want to just hang out with the boys and do what the boys are doing, I'm fine with that.
Out of curiosity, Peyton, what's your appearance score?
50.
50. Okay, so you're pretty good looking.
Oh, am I? Oh shit! I thought 50 was like medium.
No,
Yeah.
Richard's 30. He's
Oh.
he's a rough looking man.
What are you, Ruth?
65.
Oh, I'm 60.
Ooh.
Ruth is the thoughty with the body.
Watch out. That's why I take none of it.
With all that boxing.
Damn.
There you go.
All right. Okay. You guys doing anything else tonight, or are you going to turn in for the evening?
Turn it.
So I guess you've decided then we're just not returning the scroll at all. I'm just gonna let's see what happens.
I would like to try to capture one of the cats.
Okay.
Like to try to capture one of the cats? Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Make a fighting maneuver against the closest cat to you.
Why is with all y'all and fucking getting the
I
cats?
rolled a success.
Success. Okay. The cat's gonna try to dodge. Oh, the cat fails.
Oh.
You
Nice.
you scoop this cat up, and it's like, and it's like clawing at you a little bit and like trying to get you, but it's you're hanging
fuck,
onto a cat.
Richard? What the hell you gonna do with that thing?
Oh, well, I was hoping to run an experiment with those scrolls. It seems quite interesting to me that those scrolls and our archaeologist friend come to the same place and all of a sudden all these cats follow. So I'm going to run some experiments tonight.
With this cat?
Yes.
Yes.
Should we
Aren't I
be
staying with
concerned?
Richard? Is Peyton staying with Richard?
I think so.
I think no, the girls. I think Peyton and Ruth are sharing a room.
Okay.
Clyde and Harrison
Well,
are sharing a room, and Richard and Pip are sharing a room.
Oh.
well, you do whatever you want, sweetie. I'm just glad I'm sleeping with somebody else tonight.
Sleeping with the hottest person in the group.
This ain't too hot to handle, baby.
The whole time you're doing this, the cat is desperately like trying to scratch at you and break free.
I'm gonna try to intimidate the cat so it calms down.
Intimidate the
What?
Okay, what are you gonna do to try and intimidate the cat?
I'm gonna like try to create the evilest look on my face, hold it up by like one hand, and be like, "It's in your best interest to stop clawing at me and trying to get away."
Okay, yeah, make an intimidation roll against the cat.
That is a hard success.
Okay. What the fuck is a cat gonna do against this? The cat, like, while you're having it up by the scruff and you're like looking it in the face, it like tries to bat at you a little bit and it hisses, but after you like sternly talk to it, it seems to calm down slightly. But you do notice
yeah.
you do notice as you begin sort of, I guess for lack of better word, molesting this cat a little bit. You do see like a good number of other cats sort of seem to congregate around you and start to like angrily meow and hiss in your direction.
I'm gonna move away from Richard.
This is very intriguing. These cats are so it's so collective. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's
Can
really
I have the
interesting how-
scrolls?
No. It's really interesting how you pick up a cat and all the other cats are pissed off at you.
Oh,
It's
Clyde,
not like
I don't
it's
know
a
how many
family
cats
member or
you've
something.
seen, but have you ever seen a bunch of cats defend another cat?
Have you been in New York? The cats everywhere.
Richard, whatever you're gonna do, you should probably do it quickly.
I need the scrolls.
I'm walking away. Well, I'll meet you back here in the morning and we'll talk before the drunk wakes up.
I'm gonna intimidate Clyde to give me the scrolls.
I'm gone. I'm leaving.
Clyde's walking away.
Fuck! I'm gonna get up and follow him with the cat.
Okay, so you're holding a cat and you're following Clyde into the hotel.
Yes.
All right, as you start walking forward with the cat, this cat's rolling really fucking bad. The cat is still meowing and like trying to like wriggle free, but you have a fucking vice grip on this cat right now.
As I walk into the hotel, it's like, hey, there's some crazy guy with a cat trying to
Yeah.
sneak into the hotel.
In fact, as Richard approaches with the cat, some of the lobby staff see a bunch of other cats following Richard as he's holding this cat and begin to shoo away other cats and start like saying something to you in Arabic, Richard, about, and they're like pointing at the cat and being very, not aggressive, but they seem confused and are trying to understand what's going on.
Well, you see, you're not going to understand me anyways. I don't quite know how to deal with this situation. Fine, I'll let the cat go. I'm gonna like put the cat outside.
You put the cat outside and it's gonna take one last swipe at you. This fucking cat sucks.
The shitty cat.
Yeah. As it bounds off into the night with some of the other cats. The concierge who you talked to earlier in the day, who got Salim for you. That's another thing for you to mention, because Ruth, you talked to Salim earlier. They actually ended up hiring Salim for the rest of the day.
Oh, okay.
And he helped them find Jan Willem. So he comes up and is like, uh, Mr. What's your last name again, Richard?
Mason.
Mason. Mr. Mason, what is happening here? Because he speaks
Ah.
English.
You see, I was just trying to see. Haven't you noticed these cats? Does this happen all the time? Do the cats always follow each other in big hordes around?
No, it has been a constant source of annoyance for the restaurant staff tonight, who've had to work around the cats that seem to have congregated with your group.
Ah, you see, I was trying to see if they would follow one cat, and it turns out apparently they do. I've never seen this behavior before. I was just curious. Sorry, I was running an experiment to see. We've noticed them around the restaurant, and we wanted to see why this was happening.
Make a fast talk roll, Richard.
Oh fuck, it's not good. Oh my god! I got a regular success, but it's that's not a solid regular success.
Would you get it by like 1 point?
Yeah, my fast talk is 12, and I got an 11.
Wow. Fucking Jared.
I was not expecting to get that one. I was fully prepared for that bullshit to be called.
Oh, Mr. Mason, I don't understand, but please, perhaps refrain from doing such experiments on hotel grounds if it is not too much trouble.
Of course, of course. My apologies.
Of course. Enjoy the rest of your night, sir.
Alright, I'm gonna go back to the restaurant where everyone else is, because Clyde's an ass.
All right, so Clyde goes up to bed. Ruth and Peyton, what are you doing?
Peyton's headed to bed. She probably's already gone to bed during that whole thing. So.
Sorry. I'm. I wonder. I was gonna be watching that whole ordeal. I'm just gonna be like leaning against the wall, chuckling to myself at Richard.
Okay, sounds good. Is that going to be it for tonight? Is everyone going to turn in?
I think so.
Yep. All right. So we're going to call it for February 24th. We come back on the morning of February 25th. You all come downstairs and sitting in the restaurant after sort of getting amongst yourselves, you actually see Jan Willem van Quevelen sitting at a table, nursing what looks to be a bad hangover, but he seems to be in good spirits as there is a very young-looking, slender, beautiful Egyptian woman sitting at the table with him, and they seem to be talking.
Do we recognize her? I feel like I've heard that description before.
You make an intelligence check for me, Clyde.
Sure. I succeed. Yeah, I succeed.
She kind of resembles the person that was watching you last night when you went to the old city and took the scrolls from Jan Willem's place of residence. Seems similar to the person who you briefly chased down in the streets and then lost.
I want to like elbow Harrison and be like, hey. And then I'll usher him over to the bar and I'll just like sit and order a coffee, but I'll keep a very close eye on her.
Sounds good.
Peyton's gonna go sit down with Jan Willem and the Egyptian girl.
All right. Anybody who's watching this, I would say Richard and Peyton make psychology rolls for me.
A big failure. I almost rolled a 100.
Oh my god.
I rolled a 98.
Wow, you never fail psychology rolls, Richard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fail for me too.
All right, you're both very tired. It's still early morning, and you haven't quite shaken off the rust yet, so you're not paying too close attention.
Okay. Oh, good morning, Mr. Jan Willem. How was your sleep?
Oh yeah, I'm doing okay. He kind of holds his head and sips what looks to be a cocktail of some sort.
Oh, that reminds. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. How was your sleep, Miss Peyton?
Oh, it was absolutely lovely. You know, your drink there reminds me. Clyde, would you mind fetching me a cup of coffee? I would be greatly appreciative of something like that. Oh, and my manners. Hello there, miss. How are you? My name is Peyton Flowers. And you are?
Hello, I am Neris. What business have you here?
Neris? How do I spell that?
Neris.
Oh, nailed it.
Sorry, can you repeat that again? Sorry, I didn't.
Neris.
Oh no, what she said to me.
What is your business here?
Oh well, my business here is well, if I'm being honest, I came here to be a ranch handler on a ranch somewhere in Egypt. The thing is I don't think there are very many ranches other than, I don't know, maybe a camel. But I ran into this lovely group of gentlemen, and I've been helping them work a nice case.
Sorry. Also, I need everybody in the group to make sanity rolls, as outside of your hotel during the night there is the constant meowing from the streets.
Oh, god damn it.
You have to roll above or below your sanity.
Above is a succeed, below is a fail.
Wait, I thought below was a succeed because as it gets lower.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, I succeeded.
Oh shit! I failed.
You want to roll below?
You want to roll below your current sanity.
I did really. Never mind.
I passed.
I succeed.
Okay. Those of you who succeed take no sanity damage. Those of you who fail take 1 point of sanity damage.
Well, that's not too bad. Not too bad at all.
I rolled a 7. It's like one of my best rolls.
Yeah, I ran into this group of gentlemen, and I've been succeeded them on their quest. Well, actually, I actually don't know if I should be saying these kind of things, but we're interested in the Clive expedition, and we're just trying to solve it. And Mr. Ian Vellum was helping us out, and we got a little carried away last night. Had a few drinks, and I actually have to confess something to you, Mr. Ian Vellum.
Shit.
Last night when we were having a wonderful time, and you agreed to get that scroll for us, our naughty little friends went to your house, and they actually ended up stealing that exact same scroll. I'm terribly
Excuse me, Mr. Jan Willem. I don't know what's happening here.
Excuse me, Richard. I was talking to Mr. Jan Willem. I would appreciate if you didn't interrupt me.
Perhaps she's still drunk.
Ruth, I was not asking for your input on this conversation. I was just apologizing to Mr. Jan Vellum for Clyde's sticky hands.
I'm gonna drop the coffee I was getting for Peyton and walk out.
Clyde walks out of the restaurant, probably out of the hotel, I imagine.
I'm headed to the museum.
Okay.
You weren't there when we met the doctor, I don't think, Clyde.
Yeah,
he was there the second time.
Yeah.
He was at the newspaper the first time. Then you guys went back, and Dr. Kafour let you into the archives in the vault. And Clyde was there for that.
All right, because so Clyde, the one who questioned the doctor and made him work so hard to earn his trust, is now going to go ask a favor of the doctor.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I haven't decided yet.
Okay. So Clyde's taking off as the rest of you are like jumping over other tables to get over here. Neris kind of looks at Jan Willem and then looks towards all of you. She looks quite young. She looks to be like maybe in her early 20s, but she has a very serious look on her face. Well, I came here to indict one thief, but it seems that his treachery is now second to yours. I will tell you what I have told your friend. Return the black rites of Neferka to me or to their resting place, or you will bring down the fury of my patroness, the goddess Bast.
I'm gonna like meet her with intensity. Like I'm gonna like kind of lean in and stare into her, and I'm gonna be like, now, this your group or the fury you might bring on us, does it have to do by chance with the Dark Pharaoh or Black Pharaoh?
One moment, please.
I thought Nefren Khan was part of that whole thing. I thought he was one of the Dark Pharaohs.
Sorry, I think I used the wrong name. I think.
Yeah, because Nefren Khan was one
Yes.
of the renditions of the Black Pharaoh, right?
Yes.
Or the original Black Pharaoh, right?
He was the sorcerer who the Black Pharaoh inhabited in the.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because he was the original. he continued the original
sorry,
cult
yes.
of the Black Pharaoh.
Yes,
and
my apologies. I used the wrong name. It's the Black Rites of Louve Karaf. Return the Black Rites of Louve Karaf.
My statement still stands.
Okay, sounds good. One moment, please. I need to make a roll for her. I know not of what you speak. I am only interested in the scrolls that your friends, sitting across from me at the table, so rudely stole from my deity's temple. Return them, and we shall have no issue.
Well,
As your friend here, and she gestures to Peyton, has just told me that they are now in your possession, yes?
well, that would actually be a little bit of a lie, because that man that just walked out the door, he actually has the scroll in his pocket.
I need you to Peyton. I need you to make a spot hidden check to see if you saw Clyde leave.
Ooh.
Didn't I see him walk away? Though?
Clyde walked away, but he didn't say he was going stealthily, and you didn't say you were explicitly looking for him. So it would be Clyde makes a stealth check if he wants to be hidden as he leaves. Peyton makes a spot hidden check.
Okay, well that's gonna be a. Sorry, is a 0 a 10 or a 1?
A 0 is a 10.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be a fail then. Well, see, Clyde has the scroll, and I'm gonna turn around, and then he's gone, right? Or I can't see him, and I think he's around here somewhere.
Just for the record, I got a hard success on my stealth.
All right, yeah, you have no clue where Clyde went.
It's Naris or not Naris?
Naris.
Naris? Well, excuse me, Naris, but we might be able to help each other out here. See, the only reason we were interested in these scrolls to begin with is because we were interested in this Clive expedition, and our investigation lies with uncovering the mystery behind the cults surrounding the Black Pharaoh, who was quite an aggressor from our understanding and has been still meddlesome. In fact, some of the members here of our group had lost a few friends to the cult. So I have no problem with giving you the scroll, seeing as I'm assuming. Do I have any knowledge of Bastet? Like, would I have any like basic knowledge of Bastet?
Make an archaeology or history roll.
Okay, what's better? Not that.
Or
okay,
Anthropology works as well, I guess. But...
They're all shit.
or Cthulhu mythos. You could also roll that, but you probably have like 1% in that.
Probably the worst, yeah.
History is the best only because it's a 5% inherently. So this is gonna be fucking probably a fail. Yep, that's a fail. So I don't know that. Anyway, let me continue on. Seeing as you apparently aren't associated with the Black Pharaoh, but you might be able to help us with some of the lore around here and help us investigate why they're disrupting the temples of your following.
The only person who has disrupted my temple has been this gentleman who sits across me from the table.
Now that's not true, sweetie.
At this point, Jan Willem's like, "You went to my room and stole the scrolls?"
Jan Willem, I do apologize for it. We weren't aware that they
I needed those to get back in good standing. This was going to be my life's new work, and you just took it from me before I could complete my translation?
Now, when my daddy
Neris, at this point, like, slams her hand down and almost barks at him. They were not yours to begin with.
Well, he never stole them from no temple. He said he just found it in the city. So maybe you're calling him a lie now.
The temple to Bastet lies deep in the heart of the old city of Cairo. He went there himself and took them.
Now, Neris, if we helped you out, would you by chance be willing to help us out? Because again, I apologize, we were not aware that these scrolls had to do with any group in particular. We're investigating a Black Pharaoh and Nephrin Kar and a few of those areas of history to help us hunt down a different cult that currently resides here in Cairo. If we were to get you the scrolls back, would you be willing to help us out?
If you are to return the scrolls, then my goddess would be most appreciative, and perhaps I could help you, though I do not know of this Black Pharaoh of which you speak.
Well, in that case, I think we shall help you out. What do you think, Peyton and Ruth? Do you think we should help out Neris and get the scrolls?
Well, I'll tell you.
Scrolls have immense archaeological significance. Perhaps we should not be so hasty. Perhaps you should let me complete my translation. Perhaps it will be very helpful to you.
Have you seen the cats?
There are quite a few cats around at the moment.
Now, Neris, who is this goddess Bast?
She is the goddess of the home and fertility, and above all, the patron to cats and felines from the age of antiquity in Egypt.
You wouldn't say that this conglomeration of cats here is her doing?
It is, in fact, as it is my doing as well.
Interesting. I'll jot down a quick note in my little research book. Very interesting. Well, I don't want to speak for the group, but I do believe helping Neris here reclaim what is rightfully theirs would possibly benefit us on our journey.
And if you take away the scrolls from me, what reason do I have to introduce you to the Clive expedition?
Well, how about this? Neris, I have a question for you, a request actually. I know we don't really have a lot of ground to stand on for a request, but I do have a request. Would you be willing, under your group's supervision, for Jan Willem to finish his research and then leave the scrolls under your watchful eye.
No. The scrolls must be returned at once.
Can
Once they
I
came.
can I try to push for that? I'm gonna roll persuade, but let me just think about what I want to say before I roll. Now I understand your need to have the scroll back with your clan, but this is a situation where this information may help us with some very serious things that could end up affecting your clan's well-being in the end.
I have no clan. I am the sole priestess of Bast remaining in the city, to my knowledge.
I wanna kind of jump in to help with the persuasion. I don't know if it would grant a bonus or anything to Peyton's persuasion.
It's actually going to be a persuade with a penalty die because Neris is very, very set on having the scrolls back.
Well, I don't need the penalty die because it's a fail. It's actually a fumble.
Nice.
Now, Neris,
As you sort of bumble your way through this social interaction, Peyton, Neris becomes slightly agitated. You must return the scrolls to me at once, or Bastet's punishment will be swift and merciless. And she raises her hand above the table, and for a brief moment, the form of her forearm changes to encompass the entirety of her hand, and it looks like a lion's claw, and like claws come out, retract from where her hand once was, and then it returns. I need all of you who are witnessing this to make a sanity roll.
Bruh.
I succeeded.
I thought Ruth was scary with her claws.
I was about to say my lion claw's been put to shame.
I got more than I got better than half of my of my sanity, so I want to be like super intrigued by this. Richard is just fucking this is amazing. He's like, oh my goodness.
I failed.
I succeeded.
I failed by a pretty large margin.
Ruth, you take 1 point of sanity damage
Yay.
from watching this.
Now, Neris, I understand your frustration, but I believe this cult we're after could be a great threat to not only us, but also you. We have seen magic from them that is unprecedented, and I believe that they could be causing much damage to everyone in the world, not just a small portion.
As you're saying this, Neris stands up from the table. Return the scrolls at once, or the punishment will be swift and merciless. And she walks out of the restaurant. As she goes, a small horde of cats follows her out into the street, but a few remain behind and begin meowing at the table.
I could not even get a word in. Why didn't we offer to translate it in its home?
I did offer that. Did you not hear me?
No,
I said, can he not do his... I said, can he do his work inside their temple, under their watchful eye?
I don't know if you said in the temple, but...
No, I said, when they take it back home, can he do his research under their watch?
It's
right,
neither here nor there. All right, you weren't able to convince her. Now we're stuck in a sticky situation.
I can't believe you stole the scrolls from me while I was...
That's enough out of you, I point at him. You're just as much of a thief, and I actually apologize for us. You're just rude.
Flashback to the night before. It's like, I think he's a nice guy.
Well, I wouldn't even say we're in a sticky situation. I think the path is clear. We return the scroll.
I do believe that if we do this kind thing for Neris, that although she doesn't necessarily have any information on the Black Pharaoh, she might be able to help us with some of the ancient sites that we were looking into.
I would rather have the grace of Basset than the wrath of her.
Yeah, I do say that Lionclaw is very fascinating. I wish I could do some research on her. Well, Ruth, your claws are phenomenal, but that was literally a lion's hand that came out of her arm.
I don't know what I saw, but it did not leave me feeling good.
Well, Peyton, you continue with us, you'll probably see more of that. So prepare yourself. I'm not sure if this is what you would have seen on your typical ranch.
Well,
My
to say it
dad.
lightly,
No.
in all honesty, I believe having the goddess of home, and fertility, but home might be a good thing. Doesn't seem very threatening. The Black Pharaoh seems much more threatening than Bast, which to me, I'd rather have one god on our side than no gods on our side.
Never seemed like the god of home when she killed me in Smite.
Well, we should go get the scroll then and bring it to Neris.
Don't worry, I'm pretty sure based on previous experience, Ruth and I can, if Clyde tries to resist, we can handle him.
Where is he? Shouldn't he
So
be back by
Clyde-
now?
Clyde, as you power walk down a couple of blocks to the Egyptian Museum at Cairo, are you going to go try and find Ali Kafur?
No, I get to like the front door and I just stop and like, fucking southern, fucking who the fuck we pick her up, fucking train station. And I just kind of pace back and forth for a little bit. I'm gonna think, thinking about what I'm gonna do,
Okay.
and to kind of calm myself and gather my thoughts, I'll try to find a newspaper and smoke a cigarette and just kind of like take my mind away from the immediate situation.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you visited the Cairo Bulletin just a few days ago, so you know where to go and find a local newspaper. And yeah, you walk a block south, and you get to the Cairo Bulletin where you can easily buy a newspaper. And Nigel Wasif is there. It's like, oh, hello, Clyde, right?
Good day, Nigel.
How does it go? How's it going for you?
It's been a bit of a stress, if I'm honest. I can switch accents again.
No, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh.
What's in the paper today?
More local news, really. Nothing too exciting happening. Unless February 24th, 1925 had some cool stuff going on.
Isn't it the 25th today?
It is, but it would have been, they wouldn't be reporting on things that happened
right.
today.
Yeah, the news weren't as news back then.
Right. No, that's smart.
What happened? Wikipedia. What happened on February 24th? Hjalmar Branting, the Prime Minister of Sweden, died yesterday. Clyde.
Oh. Never been to Sweden. Right.
Yeah. Other than that, not much.
Take that and tuck it under my arm. It's like, hey, Nigel.
Yes.
You don't forgive my ignorance here, but is this something about cats in your culture that is like super crazy special?
In my culture.
Or in Egyptian culture, sorry.
Let's see if Nigel knows. Kidding. Fucking, where's Nigel's goddamn profile? Man, Nigel, what do you even fucking know, dude? Fucking Nigel.
Pardon me.
Well said.
Thank you.
Nigel rolled a 93, so it's like, not entirely sure I understand the question. You see that although Nigel sort of has like a somewhat Mediterranean, sort of more tanned skin tone, he speaks with a very posh British accent, dresses very British, and sports like a British pencil-thin style mustache as well.
Okay.
And you get very strong colonial vibes from him.
Okay.
Not terribly sure I understand the question.
Well, I'm just wondering because seeing all these cats around, and, you know, back where I'm from, they're like rats. You know, people don't like them, but here, people don't mind.
I imagine there's a good number of them roaming about the streets. I'm sure you'd see the same. You'd see a number of stray dogs as well if you spend enough time in the city.
Yeah, I guess so.
Was there anything else I can help you with today?
Has there been any? I guess it would be in the paper. Never mind. No, I think that's all, Nigel. Thank you. I might come back again. I don't know if I came back with my friends or not to show them that picture that you showed me, but
Right. Well, should you wish to find it, it's easy enough to pull up.
you're a good man.
Same to you. Enjoy the rest of
Right.
your day.
I take off, and I pace outside the museum again. I'm just kind of waiting to see if any of my friends round the corner.
Any of Clyde's friends, are you doing anything today?
I thought
Right
we
now.
were out to go look for him now.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna do.
I'm gonna head out and look for him.
All right.
I'll give it like 20-ish minutes, and if no one shows up, I will leave the museum and head back to where I stole the scroll originally.
Oh, you're gonna put it back?
That would make sense.
Aw, Peyton, that southern girl got to you.
All right. So, Jan Willem is going to slowly hobble along with you guys. I guess give me a group. Fuck, I don't know, for searching for something.
Spot hidden, maybe.
Maybe navigation?
Navigation isn't really for finding things, I don't think.
Like
I
if
would-
you're around the-
Yeah, let's do spot hidden, I guess.
Oh my. Oh,
Or actually, I guess track. Track makes the most sense to me, actually.
Oh yeah.
Ah, well, I went from
Shit.
succeeding to now failing.
Well, I actually almost succeeded that off my throw. But...
I don't suppose you have Harrison's character sheet, hey Jack?
Yeah. Well, don't worry. Jan Willem's going to make a roll as well. All right, Jan Willem, what's your track skill? You don't have a track skill, which means you have the base chance of 10.
Come on.
Yeah, it'd be funny if he did it. He was close.
Uh-huh.
He was close. All right. So, kind of just searching around for the next little bit, you guys do not find Clyde anywhere. He's not in his hotel room. He's not anywhere around the hotel. Doesn't seem to be loitering around outside the hotel. So, Clyde, if you'd like to make your way to the old city of Cairo to return the scrolls to the dirt from whence they came, you can certainly do that.
He didn't hear any of where it came from, though. Isn't he returning it back to the home?
Well, I thought he was returning it to Jan Willem's hotel room, not hotel room, the room he was renting.
Yeah. Never mind.
Right, Clyde?
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I was headed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, along my way towards there, I'm gonna find the alley where we chased that woman for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna duck in there and look around for tracks and see if I can find anything.
Sounds good. So, as you're there and you go back to the alley where you think you saw her, Give me a spot hidden check.
Where the fuck is my spot hidden? There you are. Succeed.
Succeed. You find almost nothing, but sort of tucked into the corner of a wooden crate, you do find a small tuft of black fur.
I'm gonna pick it up and kind of feel it in my hands and put it in my pocket for later.
All right.
Does that's all I see. Can I track? Does it see if that came from anything? Like, does it? It doesn't look like a cat's fur, right?
It does. It does actually seem somewhat reminiscent to a cat's fur,
But like longer.
potentially.
Okay.
It doesn't take you too long to figure out what possibly caused this, as you hear a low growl from on top of the roof, and in front of the boxes, a long black panther hops down between the boxes and then paces around in front of you for a few moments before charging at you, and before coming up to you, transforms into a beautiful young woman who you saw earlier at the hotel.
Wow.
Jesus fuck. Jeez. Ah.
I do need a sanity roll from you, Clyde.
I'm definitely gonna lose some sanity. Oh shit! I actually did it. I rolled under.
You steal yourself, and it's scary for a second, but not for long.
God, it's yeah. You give a guy a fucking heart attack doing that.
You and your companion chased me in the streets last night, yes?
Oh, we just want to know who you were. I switch accents again. I just wanted to know who you was. Obviously, you had some interest in the, shady fucking drunk that we were looking at.
Then you are acquainted with the Dutch archaeologist as well, then?
I wouldn't say that. I would say more that we were trying to use them, in a sense. But listen, I'm happy to answer your questions, but you got to explain what the fuck I just saw.
Is a gift granted to me from my patron, Bastet, goddess of felines, of whom I am a devoted follower.
No shit, that would explain all the cats that have been around, I guess.
Indeed it would. Now, I do apologize for startling you. I did not get any clear answers from your companions back at your hotel, but I wanted to pass on the message, and in panther form, she has a track skill of 100%.
Ah.
Oh shit.
So even though she rolled a 70, she was totally fine.
You.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, they.
I wish for these black rights of Lübeck Haraf to be returned to me. I do not know if you know where they are, but haste would be appreciated.
Of course. Yeah, no, it's my friends. They can be a little thick, You're good people once you get to know them, but it takes a little bit. Why the haste, if you don't mind my asking?
These scrolls belong to the Temple of Bastet here in Cairo, and my goddess wishes them to be returned with the utmost urgency. As they were stolen, there is no other reason other than to avenge the thievery that was inflicted upon her.
Fair enough. There's not like a plague or something coming.
No, not to my knowledge.
Right. Well, listen, I'm happy. I happen to have them right here. I can give them to you. I can take them wherever you want. You just let me know. But I'm wondering if we can maybe not necessarily cut a deal, but maybe ask a favor. in exchange for returning the stolen rights?
I have nothing to give, but perhaps Bastet would smile upon your generosity should you return them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would work too. I mean, shit, from some of the stuff I've seen, I could probably use some favor. Um, listen, we're trying to track down a dark pharaoh. It's a thing one of my dearest friends was looking into, and he kind of feared for the safety of the world and everything. And your panther form is very scary, but I've also seen some other pretty scary shit. So, it's nothing that is new to me, unfortunately.
See, should you return what has been stolen, then I will use what time I have to help you in any way I can. As I told your friends, I am not familiar with this Black Pharaoh, but I am willing to help you, should I have the time.
That would be it. I mean, you seem to have some sort of skills that maybe we don't. Um, I think there's a dig site we want to check out that maybe you could help us sneak into or something, and then so I'm sure there's some other things, but nothing major. Just, I've got no interest in upsetting Bastet or whoever. So, do you want me to like try to follow you, or you want to like draw me a map or something?
She reaches out her hand and sort of gestures for you to follow her. I will take you to the temple, should you wish to find me later.
Yeah, you know what? That would be incredible. Yes, thank you. I'll follow her.
She leads you through the winding, sometimes narrow city streets of old Cairo, through like old buildings and old alleyways strewn with various different people. Some alleyways that seem to be hidden in between buildings, and eventually down a stone staircase, sort of into the depths of the earth, where after following for a little while with candles and other vague sources of light, you come to a domed underground area, sort of like almost like an underground mosque in a way, with a little bit of light coming through the roof, where there seem to be some sort of some amount of sort of holes punctured in for light, but most of it is dim light by fire. In the center of the room, there is a large black stone statue of a woman with a cat's head. And at the base of the statue, Neris goes and opens a set of drawers. This is where the rights belong. If you return them, then perhaps Bastet will be an improvement.
It's just all real quick, like on our way there, I would like to ask her how long she's been serving Bastet, how she came to be able to turn into a cat, stuff like that.
I have been in the service of Bastet since I was but a child. I am only 22 years old, but my mother was the previous priestess of Bast here in the city, and I took in her footsteps. It is a gift granted to me by Bastet, the ability to transform as I do.
Fair enough. All right. And this is where I can find you later. Should we need some help potentially, if you have the time?
If you come here, I may not be around, but somebody here will be able to notify me of your presence. You see from sort of alcoves in the wall, there are pairs of eyes staring at you, and you hear a few soft meows emanating from all corners of the room.
Have the cats warmed up to me at all? Are they like purring at my legs now, or?
They don't seem hostile anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy. But alright, yeah, sure. I'll open the drawers and put them back. Put the scrolls back.
Bastet, or Neris closes the drawer.
I should probably ask her what her name was along while we were traveling.
Right, yeah. You guys fill each other in on that point. Thank you. You have ended a few weeks of suffering for me, and no doubt have made my life, as well as the suspicions of Bastet, you have put them to rest.
Happy to do so. You know, there's worse things in the world than the little kitty cats. I'm sorry if that's offensive.
No. Well, in that case, should you need me, you know where to find me.
Of course. I got one more question for you while I got you. Can you communicate with all these cats?
It's not communication in the sense of a typical conversation, if that's what you're asking. Courtney.
Okay, bye.
Okay. So like they wouldn't like if I were to ask you to send a cat or 2 or 3 or 7 or however many you have into like an area to like scout to see if they can find something that we're potentially looking for, do you think they'd be able to convey that to you?
That might be pushing the possibilities of what I'm capable of, but I'll see if there are other ways that I may be of use to you.
Of course, that sounds good. I'm sorry for the trouble that you've been through, and I hope all is well in the future. And I'm, we'll be coming, looking for your assistance in the future, perhaps.
Until we meet again, then.
We'll catch you later, Neris, and I'll do like a weird bow thing to her, and then the statue, and then I'll walk out.
She kind of looks at you quizzically, but as you exit, she sort of kneels down in what appears to be some sort of prayer in front of the statue.
And I'll head back to the hotel.
All right. Excellent. After a good while of unsuccessfully finding Clyde, you all sort of... So it's been a couple hours now. It's probably pushing lunchtime or even a bit later at this point. And maybe as you're setting down to have a meal, Clyde comes back into the hotel.
Peyton, you got a big mouth on you. You know that?
Also, Jan Willem has fucked off. He doesn't want to be around you guys after that debacle.
Okay.
That makes sense.
That's fair.
I apologize. I just can't lie to somebody that I had such a lovely evening with.
No, Peyton, you're a good kid, but you got to realize there's a lot of shitty assholes in the world. And they ain't all as nice and generous as Richard here.
Well, I mean, all of you have been so nice to me. I just figured many men like this are nice in the world.
Must have not spent much time alone with Harrison.
Yeah. I avoided it at all costs.
So, I had quite the mid-morning.
Oh?
Yeah, have you guys met Neris? You know who Neris is?
What?
Yeah, she was
Oh,
at
yeah.
the table with us.
You know Neris?
Oh. Yeah, we had a nice chat, and she's a big cat. Did you know that?
Are you insulting her?
No.
We did happen to see her make a lion's claw out of her hand.
I saw the rest of the lion, and it's more of like a Black Panther kind of thing. But yeah, so she showed up, and I was like, "Holy shit!" and I gave the scrolls back.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
we were actually trying to find you to do that very thing.
Oh, well, that worked out. Yeah. So it turns out she obviously has some powers and abilities that I thought maybe we could use in the future to assist us in trying to find things, and as well as gain the favor of a god.
We did happen to have that conversation with her, so I'm glad that she ended up getting the scrolls.
And is she gonna help us out then? Because when she left, she didn't seem too keen on it.
Yeah, she said you guys were kind of assholes.
What?
So maybe I should do the talking. But no, I know where to find her. I know where.
No,
where we
wait.
can, yeah.
We were quite civil with how we discussed things with her.
Yeah, she didn't say anything specific. I mean, I didn't want to get too off track because she was a lion and then she was a person. But she was just like, they just weren't cooperating, and or you guys, they weren't cooperating, and you were just trying to like negotiate yourselves.
So, what did she say that she would do for us then?
Well, she said she'd do what she could do, which, given the fact that she can transform,
What do you mean?
may be a few things. I don't know. I think we need to get a game plan here. I think maybe she could help us sneak around. She knows the city fairly well and has like 1,000 eyes watching everything all the time, everywhere. You lost your mic, Evan.
No, he's not even speaking.
I thought I saw him move.
Well, we do have another couple leads, if I remember correctly.
The hell is Evan doing?
I think maybe his AirPods might have died.
Oh,
You guys.
Oh, there
Oh,
you go.
there you go.
yeah, we lost you for a second there.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good now. Okay.
Well,
Yeah. Well, we got the Omar Al.
Shakti?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Omar Al-Shakti.
Hell
Who
yeah.
seems to be a person of interest, as well as I'd like to check out that excavation. I also got a photo I got to show you guys from my buddy Nigel. He's runs the local newspaper around here, and he's got a photo of the Carlisle expedition, all of the members.
Oh, well, maybe we should take a look at that.
All right. Are you guys just like all combing through the handout section or something? You all look like you're
Yes.
looking at
That's
something.
I was just looking at the handouts, yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'm gonna get another drink, so why don't you skim through those handouts for a little bit if you like. Talk amongst yourselves. Do that cool
Alrighty.
thing where you role play even though I'm not here.
Well, the plantation owner seems to probably be the easiest lead.
I think we're getting sidetracked. You want to find this Black Pharaoh, am I correct?
Well, I don't know if we want to find him per se, but I think we would
What
first...
are you boys and girls even doing right now?
Well,
What is the point of all of this?
well, Peyton, that's quite the question.
It's not quite the question. Why are you doing this?
Peyton,
What is the end goal? Where are we headed? Wait, what? My daddy said that you don't stop just planting seeds in the ground. You gotta have an end game. So, what
You
is
know,
the final
Peyton,
task
did
that's gonna make you feel like you can go home and rest easy the rest of your life?
those seeds your daddy planted, did they grow overnight? Or did it take a long time with care and nurture and was a thorough
Yes.
process until they finally
No.
bloomed?
Yes, Ruth, that's exactly what happened because he knew where he wanted to take those plants and had an end game. What is the end game here?
We're trying to find the cult. We're trying to stop them. We're here for
Stop them
justice,
from
for a
doing
dear
what?
friend.
Stop them from doing what?
Peyton, now is not the time to talk about such things in the middle of.
Stop them from doing what? I have no idea. I've joined you.
You lost your mic.
Me? we, uh, I've joined you on this adventure, and you haven't given me a good reason to stick around and figure out what we're doing. Now, is your goal to kill the Black Pharaoh? Is your goal to end the cult of the Black Pharaoh? Because I feel like the end in the cult would happen if you killed the Black Pharaoh. So now let me just take this back for a second. If you want to kill the Black Pharaoh to kill the cult, which makes the most sense, how do you kill the Black Pharaoh? How are you going to kill him?
Peyton, we're still trying to learn.
Dr. Thor told us that from my theory, is that the Black Pharaoh just goes body to body. So obviously, you need to have some sort of ritual to kill him. So, that brings me now to what we should do next, is we need to find out what that ritual might be, if there even is a ritual to kill the Black Pharaoh, to kill the cult. Which is the simple question you could not answer about why the hell we're doing all this in the goddamn first place.
All right, Peyton. Then what do we do? What?
Well,
Rather than sidetracking by
ritual.
So just go find.
You're picking at y'all are picking at straws, trying to figure out what to do next without an end goal. I'm giving you an end goal. We gotta find the ritual. How do we find the ritual? I don't know, but at least it's something. Maybe the cult knows. Maybe we need to capture a cult member. Richard seems to like to do tests on people, so maybe we capture a bloody cult member and do tests on them, or maybe we find one of the old bodies of the Black Pharaoh, and Richard can do tests on that.
Now listen, Peyton, honey, I appreciate your passion. I can see it oozing out of you, but as you said, you don't really know what's going on. You don't know the full picture.
I feel like I just painted a beautiful mosaic right in front of you.
We have been across the world, seen countless things.
Doing what? Doing what?
Researching, investigating.
Researching what?
Painting.
If I may,
that has been my question from the very beginning, sweetie.
If I do say so myself, I wouldn't mind dissecting some of these.
Oh, my lord.
That's not answering my question, Richard.
I'm gonna pull out my scalpel and I'm gonna try to intimidate Peyton. Now you listen here, Peyton. We have been kind to you. We have put up with this, but you need to listen to Ruth now. Or God help me, I will show you the experiments.
Oh yeah,
people.
You intimidate me. You fucker. Come on. Give me your best roll.
Alright, that's a hard success.
I failed. Oh, Richard, whatever you say, if you want to listen to Ruth and say that she has absolutely no plan at all, or a reason why you're even doing this in the first place, then you go ahead. I do not appreciate being threatened, though. I don't know if I like you as much no more, Richard.
Hey, let's everybody just calm down a minute here. I have something I've been saving that it's not really going to mean as much to Peyton and Richard here, but Ruth, Harrison, it's going to mean something to you. And I'll pull out. I'm gonna send it to you, Jack, so you can put it in the handout section.
Oh.
That one, yeah. Oh, that's a weird way that worked. It's like this. This was one of the last letters that. Fuck. Hold on. I lost all of my pages. That Jackson sent to his publishers that they didn't want anyone to see, but I convinced them to show me. It doesn't tell you a lot, but it tells you what we're kind of working towards. Something that we got to stop.
All right. I had forgotten that. I'd forgotten that you had this. You know, actually, I don't think I need you to send me this, Graydon, because I think there's actually a full handout for this.
Oh, okay.
I do have it saved, so I might send it regardless. Let me just double check here. I do actually have this handout.
Oh.
I think I must have sent it to you, Graydon. But so this is the last letter that Jackson Elias sent to Jonah Kensington at Prospero House, or no, Jonah. Yeah, it was Jonah. And then the other fellow, his lawyer, whose name I can't think of off the top of my head.
I have notes.
Carlton Ramsey?
Carlton, yes.
Yeah.
I don't see it yet.
It hasn't come up yet.
There we go.
We're back.
It's very tough to see.
I was about to say.
I sent a text like the notes to So there you go.
Oh, Jackson.
So, he clearly dug deep and saw some stuff. And I think we gotta remind ourselves that what we're trying to do is retrace his steps, retrace Carlisle's steps, and find out what he was that he wanted all of us to shout about. I mean, like he says in the thing, no quitters now. I mean, Peyton, you used to.
I look at Richard. May I speak?
Why, yes, Peyton, you may.
Oh, wow, thank you, I say. Kind of like, I don't know, disdainfully? Is that a word?
Sure. Is now.
I still don't understand. You're following the footsteps of this Jackson fella. You're following the footsteps of this Carlisle expedition. This seems like a bunch of jogging. The gate that they're opening, is this implying that the Carlisle expedition survived, never died in the first place? And they're opening some gate? And it seems clear as day here that we just gotta go find some sort of books in a safe. So where would this safe be?
We already went to the safe. I have 2 of the books with me on my person, I think.
Yes. In fact, I have a note that you began reading one of the books after you lost your other book that you were working on.
Yes, I am reading Platonic manuscripts. Oh, there's 4
Hey,
books.
when did we get these books?
We bought
You
them.
got those books in New York. You bought them off of Eric Carlisle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You were going to begin the Narcotic manuscripts, Clyde, but it was too long, so you decided to begin reading Life as a God, is what I have.
How long? What was the read time on them? Because I have a note from Platonic manuscripts here.
You have a note, yeah. You still get the like you still know the content, but you were doing a full study of Life as a God, is what you told me.
I
What's
remember that as well.
I was about to say that does ring a
Yeah,
bell.
the Narcotic manuscripts have a research time of something crazy, like 50 weeks or something like that.
And the Life as a God had something.
Like half of that, I think.
Okay. And yeah, that's probably what I did.
All right.
it just makes me think. Okay, so you have the books. Have you determined anything from those books yet?
Well, they take a long time to read. I was reading one, and then we kind of got arrested, and it was confiscated.
Those of you who knew Leon would also know that Leon was quite interested by one of the books. I think it was the Narcotic manuscripts because it mentioned the city of the Great Race, which he believed had something to do with Australia, which is one of the places that Jackson was interested in. So that's why Leon really wanted to go to Australia as your first destination.
Poor Leon. Never got to see the world.
Nope. He died in a crack alley in New York City. The fuck was that?
That's my phone. My brother sent the Snapchat.
Ah, gotcha.
Why does your brother's Snapchats always sound like he's fucking Elmo, man?
Because he's a little boy.
It's the second
Good boy.
time now. Okay. I just don't. I still don't get what it is we're even trying to do here. Are we gonna kill? Are we gonna find a door? Are we gonna find the Black Pharaoh?
I think
We're gonna
these.
learn.
I think these are questions we all want answers to.
Did you
But
guys
they're
want?
not just questions.
Yes. Sorry.
We need
Did you
to
guys
figure
want
out-
reminders of the books that you got from the Carlisle mansion?
I think I got them all written down. There was the Platonic manuscripts, Amongst the Stones, Life as a God,
Yep.
and Cécilion de la Vie de Levant.
Yes, Sélection des livres devant, which is written in French, so nobody can read it.
Yeah. But I think I'm the only one who's reading the book.
Yes,
You have them all.
Nobody
don't
else.
You?
Yeah, no one else has shown interest in any of the books.
Yeah, I
to
got
my
them all.
knowledge.
No, thank you.
All right.
The thing is it's not a question, Ruth. It's a goal to work towards. Like I said, we're grasping at straws. We don't know what our next move is because we don't have an end goal in mind where we can take what we know, trying to make sense of it, and figure out if it will help us reach our goal.
Peyton, we don't really know that much as it stands. I think we're still in the learning phase, and that's why we're trying to follow all these people, all these scouts. I think maybe if we talk to what's his nuts, who was having dinner with the Carlyles, Omar al-Shaki.
Omar al-Shakti. Yeah.
He might be able to point us in some new directions where they perhaps were headed, things that they were trying to figure out. We need to learn more. We don't know that much as is. We know it's bad, and we know it's dangerous.
I don't know why you can't just answer a simple question about what the end goal is, but all right, let's go talk to this Shakti fella.
End goal is to find out what Jackson was talking about.
Yes, the end goal is. avenging Jackson, finding out what happened, what he knew, what he discovered. Peyton, you never knew the man. It makes sense why you don't understand our goal.
You. Whatever. I don't. Let's just go. Let's just go. Clyde's got a great idea. Let's do it.
Okay. You guys are going to go to Omar Al Shakti?
I think so.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do you know where to find him?
No, but Nigel might.
So we're gonna have to go talk to Nigel then.
He's a plantation owner, so he can't be that hard to track down. Or at least his residence.
Right?
I wonder if Matt's okay.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I wonder where he is. Okay.
It's always good to get a Harrison opinion.
It is always good to get Harrison's opinion. Maybe something happened. Maybe he had something come up with his family at like dinner or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyways, that's neither here nor there. So, are you gonna do anything before you go try and find Omar?
Peyton's gonna go up to Clyde. Clyde, can I have one of those books to start reading? I hope I didn't say she was illiterate before. She's quite intelligent. I don't think I did.
No, I don't think you said that.
Yeah, I guess. If you're reading this, you gotta promise you ain't gonna lose it. You ain't gonna take off on us or anything like that.
Sign a waiver.
Well, Clyde, my mission now is to figure out what our mission is. So,
right. And enjoying Amish, and we don't just tell everybody everything. All right. So next time you're faced with a moral dilemma and telling somebody that perhaps we took something we shouldn't have, you bring it back to the group. We talk about it, and then we approach the situation from there.
well, my hands were tied behind my back, Clyde. There was nothing I could do. I had to confess.
Well, you confess with Jesus or some shit, but you don't confess to the person that we just talked to.
Well,
Anyway,
maybe that's just the way I was raised.
yeah, well, I'm just telling you to just like tone it back, like a lot. Hey, do you know French?
Pardon? No, I don't. Sorry. My daddy used to make that joke all the time.
Funny guy. Well, there's two books here that I could give you. We got the Botanic Manuscripts and Amongst the Stones.
I'll do the stone one.
Amongst the Stones is like a very small looking book. It looks like it wouldn't take that long to read it all, whereas the Nyarlathotep manuscripts are quite large, a series of several volumes, I believe.
Pardon me. All right, I give the book to Peyton.
Perfect. Easy enough to do. I'm assuming you don't carry all of these very heavy books on your person. So you go up to your hotel room. Yeah, probably. I assume you go up to your hotel room to go and retrieve the book. When you do, Clyde, resting on your pillow is what appears to be a small necklace carved from stone. It's on a very basic sort of like just string sort of necklace, and then the actual pendant is a little sort of statuette of a feline, of a little cat.
Just pick it up and like shake it, bounce it in my hand, and like, well, goddamn. And I'll put it on.
All right. Pip also gets one, and Harrison will get one as well.
Dang.
Because Pip actively was helping the cats because he really likes them, and Harrison didn't do anything to hurt them. The rest of you guys were kind of fucking with the cats.
Oh, Richard didn't get one?
Big surprise.
But
Richard
good
doesn't
news,
need one.
yeah, good news for you guys. You successfully completed the side mission for the Egypt chapter.
Hey, wow,
Hey.
well that was much more simple.
It is a little bit more straightforward. So you do get a development phase. So if you
Oh.
want to, you can roll your stats, and you also regain 3 points of sanity for completing it correctly. Each of you.
Correctly.
Yeah. Correct.
Much better than much better than the last side mission you guys went on.
Wait, we completed a mission? Holy shit! Look at that.
The part with Jan Willem and Neris is tied into the whole plot of the Cairo campaign, but that little subplot with the scrolls is a side mission.
Oh, interesting. Cool. So 3 sanity points. Can you go above your max though?
Yes, yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, well, hang on. Your max, you have a max, and then you have what you started at. So how many sanity points do you have right now?
I had 49 and I started at 50.
So yeah, you can go up to 52.
Okay.
Yeah, because your max sanity and your starting sanity are different. You have a
Is max sanity just 99?
Max sanity starts at 99, and then max sanity decreases with more Cthulhu mythos skill. So if you have any points in the Cthulhu mythos, so I bet guys like probably Clyde has probably like 3 or 4 points in that skill, if I had to guess.
In the Cthulhu one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 7.
7.
Ooh, look at
So
you go.
your max sanity should be like 92, I think.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Okay, and so it's roll, and if it's above that, you get to roll a d6 to increase or a d10?
A D10 to increase.
Cool. All right, boys. Good luck.
I only got a couple this time around.
It hasn't been very long
No.
since the boat.
Sick. Okay, so that
yeah.
one's good. So roll a d10 for climb.
And in fact,
And
you
that's
got
a 10.
you guys also you
Yeah.
didn't get one when you left England because you didn't finish England. You left things unresolved in England. I don't know if I should be telling you that.
Oh, I mean, I don't think that's a secret.
Yeah.
I don't think
It's
we're
all-
ever
yeah.
going back to England. Like, I don't think we're going back.
Sorry. I roll, and if I get below, I get to roll for improvement.
No, we're
If I get
above.
If you get above, this is
Okay.
the case where you want to get above the skills that you're trying to increase.
Oh,
I
definitely
failed
did
for
well.
all 3 of my skills.
Nice.
Sometimes
figured-
them's the breaks.
I figured out a little hack for figuring out if it's above or below. If if you're trying to get it to go up, then most likely you got to roll above it because it going up makes it harder to get above it,
Mm-hmm.
and vice versa for down, which is what
Yeah.
sanity is, and luck.
The only way it gets confusing in some parts, like in the complicated sanity where you're trying to repress. Like if you lose 5 sanity points, that's where you have to make a check to see if you're going to go temporarily insane. That's where you want to roll above your intelligence,
Right.
because that means you fail your intelligence score, which means you're too stupid in that instance to tell
Fuck.
like how horrifying the thing you just witnessed was.
Too bad.
It sounds like there's not too many skill increases coming down the pipeline.
I
this
got-
time.
I had
I got
2 out of 4 skills I increased.
I got 2 out of 3 increased.
I'm still working on mine.
Well, I hope you guys are happy with where your characters are at, because this is what your characters are going to look like for the Egypt chapter. That's the only sidetrack scenario.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so everything else is just main story?
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
We should send Pip back to England to be our liaison.
Yeah, there you go. I guess I will have to get Pip and Harrison to roll their stats next time we see them as well.
Can you remind me what the name of that book was again?
It's called Against the Stones, I think.
I think so. So I improved 3 of 5.
Not bad.
Amongst the stones.
Oh, Amongst the Stones. Very different than Against the Stones.
Yes.
Oh, Good name.
I wonder what happened.
We'll never know.
Yeah.
None of your business, you fucking perv.
Again.
All right. So I like when we go around the table and say what we improved.
All right.
What?
Sure, I'll go first. Fast talk I improved, which wasn't hard because I only had a 14 in it. So I improved it up to, I improved it up to 22.
Nice.
And then I forgot to roll for first aid, but I doubt this is gonna go well. Give me
Yeah, your
2
first aid
seconds.
is probably massive already.
Yeah, that didn't go well. So I didn't do anything for first aid. Intimidation was way too high. I didn't do anything for intimidation. Psychology was also too high, and then spot hidden I increased by 6 to 45.
Very nice. Ruth improved nothing, right?
0 for 3.
Oh, that's
what were the
brutal.
what were the 3 that you were trying to improve?
It was listen, spot hidden, and sleight of hand.
Gotcha. Okay. Peyton, this is your first investigative development phase. Your first chance to improve some of those skills. Oh, we can't hear you, Evan.
He just can't hear us either.
I'll figure it out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure he'll figure it out eventually.
It's just fucking AirPods just don't do it.
They're like 5 years old, alright?
All right. Yeah, you're,
Fine by 10. I increased psychology 7, and I failed to increase my persuade.
I guess I'm the last one left. I increased my library use by 8,
oh, nice.
for a total of 35. I improved my listen by 5 for a total of 65. And then I increased my persuade by 3 for a total of 69.
Nice.
And then I failed spot hidden, stealth, and one other thing. I don't remember what.
Okay. So, we still got about half an hour left. You guys are going to go find Mr. Omar Al-Shakti, from what I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Team, do we want to hire Celine for the day again?
I mean, he probably know where Mr. Omar is.
That's what I was thinking. If we were to need him, I feel like the cost would be a fine price to pay.
You know, probably wouldn't hurt to have a translator either. Yeah, I think that's a smart call there, Ruth.
As a reminder, Salim's services are $10 per hour.
Okay.
Yikes. Guy's making a killing. Right.
So you go to the concierge and ask if Salim is around, and a little while later, Salim indeed does come around. He's like, good day. It is good to see you again. I understand that you were in need of my services once again?
Yes, we are looking for someone. Plantation owner named Omar Al-Shakati?
Mr. Omar Al-Shakti. Yes, he is a very well-respected business owner here in Cairo. His plantation is a good drive north of the city, but should we hire a taxi, it should only take us between 20 and 30 minutes to arrive at his residence.
And are we allowed to just show up, or do you think we should send a letter, or
perhaps make a call?
I'm sure we could make some sort of arrangements. What is your business with Mr. Al-Shakti?
Well, we heard he was pretty close with the Carlyles, and I'm sure he's heard a lot about that and has gotten a lot of questions, but we have more questions.
We are conducting research into the Carlyle expedition and see him as a potential expert that could help us find more information.
I see. Well, I can certainly see if I can make arrangements, should you wish me to.
Please. That would be excellent.
By the way, I did the inflation calculator. $10 an hour back in 1925. It's $156 today.
Oh, I didn't need to hear that. Oh.
That is a little steep. But I also didn't know what else to like put him down as, because I'm like, this guy's like, you got the good guy out of like the potential like vultures you can get. So it's like $10 doesn't seem steep. That's also just like my head
modern
being the way
brain.
that it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I mean, hey, the guy can charge whatever he wants. We're the one agreeing to pay him. Fuck.
Yeah, and also he's made it clear you probably only have him a couple hours a day because he's a busy man.
I think that's
Alrighty.
fine.
Alrighty. So, you see Salim uses the hotel's phone and makes a call. He speaks in Arabic for a little while before putting the phone down on the receiver and coming back to you. If you have time this afternoon, then Mr. Shakti is willing to see us.
Excellent. I think that would work wonderfully.
Good. The easiest way to reach his home will be by getting a taxi. I can go flag one down, should you all wish.
And it's like noonish now, you were saying, right?
Yeah, it's probably past noon at this point. It's probably about 1 o'clock after your lengthy discussion.
Yeah, we might well. Well, actually, I'll turn to the group. Does anyone have anything else they wanted to do before we leave?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I've done enough today.
And Richard's just admiring his scalpel, so let's go.
All right. So, Salim flags down a taxi for you all. You all pile in. You drive north out of the city limits. Eventually, you come to sort of rolling fields where there is what appears to be Peyton, being from the south of the United States, you would probably be familiar with this site. What appears to be a cotton plantation with a number of people working in the fields.
Let's go. Oh my, just like back home.
You may get spot hidden rolls from everybody as you roll down the driveway towards what appears to be a fairly large, but not overly ostentatious plantation house.
I got a normal success.
Regular success?
Regular success.
Regular success? Okay. None of you see anything out of the ordinary. I would like for Richard to be here, but it's okay, I guess. So you roll up to the front of the house where there is a well-dressed man with a thick mustache over his top lip and well-groomed hair, wearing like sort of a nice gray suit. And, as you all get out of the car, he sort of warmly opens his arms like, "Ah, hello, my friends. What, My people told me that you were coming to see me. My name is Omar Al-Shakti. What can I help you with? I've heard you have some questions for me."
Yes, we do. Thank you so much for meeting us. My name is Ruth. We were interested in your times with the Carlyles, and as we are currently on a project to learn more about them and their expedition.
I see. Well, please come into my home, and I will tell you what I know of your friends. Oh fuck! As soon as oh wait, is he coming back? He turned a light on. I was gonna ask him to make a roll for me.
There you go.
Turn my light on so that it wasn't so.
Gotcha. All right. So, Richard, now that you're here, as you guys are rolling down the driveway, I want you to make a spot hidden check for me, and also a psychology check because you're the one here trained in psychology.
Okay, is it spot hidden?
Yep.
That is a failure.
Failure. Okay.
Psychology. That is a hard success.
Hard success. Okay. The demeanor of the people working in the fields is very, very sullen and very quiet.
Okay.
Yes. Well, come into my parlor, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you may have regarding your friends, the Carlyles.
What was his name again? Sorry.
Omar Al-Shakti. I've already put his name in once, but I can do it again if you like.
No, it's okay. I think I got pretty close. Close enough.
Okay. All right. So you all sort of sit down in a nice parlor, and a few servants come out and serve refreshments and drinks if you are all so inclined. Mostly tea and like nice little biscuits and things of that nature.
I'll some tea.
Same.
Excellent.
I'll have a cup of tea.
Lovely.
Why, yes, of course I'll have tea. I appreciate it.
Okay. I kept forgetting that you guys had this guy's name, so I didn't prepare his section. But I don't think it's too intensive. So I should be able to just fumble my way through it by reading it real quickly. Okay. So you sit down in his nice parlor. It's like, so I understand you wish to know about your friends, the Carlisle expedition. Is that it? Your man said over the phone that you had inquiries.
Yes, from what we understand, you had a few dinners with Mr. Carlisle.
We met on occasion, but I was acquainted with Sir Aubrey as head of the Penhew Foundation, whom I still have the pleasure to work with from time to time. I give some aid to the Penhew Foundation because every right-thinking Egyptian is eager to understand and preserve the wonders of our culture in this ancient land. It is a privilege that I can help in any way that I can, financial or not.
I see you're of a similar mindset to our friend Richard here. He is also a donor to the Penhew Foundation.
Yeah. Well, they are an excellent society which seek to preserve the wonders of Egypt, and I think that is an excellent thing. I did meet the members of the Penhew Foundation on a number of occasions here in Cairo, and had, as you said, some dinners with them. But aside from that, I did not know them well, and was happy to welcome them to Egypt. But once they left for southern Africa and Kenya, well, I'm afraid we all know how that story ends.
Yes, very sad indeed. If you weren't very close with them, may I ask the nature of your relationship?
Strictly being on terms with the Penhew Foundation. I was acquainted with the members of the expedition, but outside of that, our relationship was purely professional. We had a shared interest and camaraderie in Egyptian antiquity, but aside from that, I only met them a handful of times.
So you never had any relation with Sir Aubrey Penhew?
Again, only as someone who is deeply ingrained in the preservation and study of Egyptian culture, and through my work with the Penhew Foundation. But our relationship was strictly professional.
Did they talk about anything interesting while you were here? Did you learn anything, any behind the scenes things about what the kind of work they were doing?
They did, rumor has it at least, that they made a discovery in Cairo, but no details were ever uncovered of what they found.
Yes, there were a good deal of rumors circulating. I myself am not an archaeologist and only give financial aid and compensation where I can. So I was not privy to any details of their more robust and interesting finds. And you know how the media has a way of playing things up. It's possible that they did not have the incredible finds that the newspapers said they did.
Insight check.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
I like to do a psychology check.
I wanted to do it, but it's
Sure.
not high enough.
I don't think insight's even a thing here.
It's not. It's not. Psychology would be the closest thing.
Yeah, I guess I'll roll a psychology.
What exactly are you trying to discern here, guys?
Well, he just said that like the news didn't report on it, so maybe it was just a rumor. Essentially, like they did, like we think he knows something essentially that he's not saying about what they found.
Yeah, I wanted to see if he's lying. I rolled a critical success on my psychology.
I rolled a critical failure on my.
Okay.
Okay.
For the most part, he seems above the board regarding the Carlisle expedition. Sick. He does seem to be possibly holding back a little bit of information, possibly. Like he seems to be just sort of, giving you the very bare bones question answer to your questions, but is maybe not being fully forthright. While you're in this room, you guys want to make a spot hidden check for me?
Ask about that.
That is just a regular success.
My dice are broken today.
You just didn't shit.
That's okay, because this information wouldn't have made much of a difference to you, I don't think, Peyton.
So if I if my spot hidden is, let's say, like 70 and I hit 70s out of fail?
Ties are successes.
Okay, well
we used to be treating them as failures, but yeah, I went and went back to the rule book. It turns out tying your skill is a success.
Well, then I got a critical success.
Critical success. Okay. So, those of you who succeeded, you see two interesting things here in the parlor. The first is a photograph of Al Shakti with a young woman. It takes you a second to realize it, but the woman in the picture is Zara Shafiq, the woman you met in London who runs the spice shop.
Oh.
Okay. The second thing you see, punctuated in between a few of the moments where you're not speaking to Al Shakti, where there's a few pauses in the conversation, you hear the ticking of a clock behind you. As you glance up on the wall, you see a very complex clock, very complex mechanical device. You've seen one of these before. You found one in New York, in the bottom of a Juju house. This is a marine chronometer. a very expensive, very precise style of clock, which precisely dictates time across time zones and at sea.
Okay.
again, he's lucky that Norman's not here because Norman would have already burned the house down.
This guy's sus. Let's burn him. No one else is gonna ask a question.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other questions for him?
Well,
I have an additional question. Have you ever heard of a man named Jackson Elias?
He kind of like looks up for a second, puzzled, and is like, I cannot say that I have. I have not heard of such a man.
Ah. What about the name Jesse Hughes?
Again, not a name I'm familiar with.
I see. He was a dear friend of ours looking into a similar subject matter.
Ruth, since you asked, I'm gonna get you to make the psychology roll.
That's a fail.
Seems above the board.
I may say, that is a beautiful clock. How does one come across such an antiquity such as that?
Ah. I imagine there's no shortage of nice clocks should you search around some of the fine antiquities dealers and antique stores available to you in Cairo. Should be many things that will catch your eye. I do not remember where I got this one from, but it is most excellent at telling the time, at keeping the time.
Well, it is quite beautiful. It is a masterpiece, if I do say so myself.
Well, thank you.
Now, you said as myself you've invested a decent amount into the Penhew Foundation. Would you happen to know much about the Clive expedition going on right now? Or would you happen to know Henry Clive himself?
I do not know much of the Clive expedition, but it seems that they are just another in the long line of excellent scholars that the Penhew Foundation has sent to continue the Penhew Foundation's important work in Cairo.
And what do you know about that that queen's body that was stolen from the Clive expedition?
Oh, the thievery, but a few months ago.
Yes.
Most puzzling. I am not. I'm as much in the dark as anybody else about how such a blatant robbery could happen underneath the noses of so many watchful people.
Well,
Especially,
absolutely. It didn't even seem like there was another exit within the building or the pyramid with gods all around. How could there, unless you don't think there might have been another entrance?
I have not been to the pyramid and seen the room for myself, but
Like Jack. Fail. Continue.
but I trust the proper authorities to do their due diligence in such a matter.
I see. Well, thank you for that. I was just curious about all these pyramids here and all the things that they're discovering and all these these ancient tombs.
Indeed. Well, I apologize that I could not be more assistance in your inquiries into the Carlisle expedition and what may have befallen them. Did you have any other questions for me today?
I like kind of look at. I'm gonna look at Ruth and be like, kind of like, give her like the raised eyebrow.
Well, I mean, we're in quite an establishment. Would you be able to give us a tour? This is an amazing plantation.
Make a persuade. Is persuade the skill? I can never remember. Yeah, make a persuade check for me, Richard.
Can I assist him on that? Yeah, I'd like to see how you operate around here.
Sure. I'd say that gives Richard a bonus die.
Okay.
Okay.
In that case.
What die do I roll again?
10.
The 10.
Okay.
The 10's die.
Okay. So not okay. It's a D10. I don't think it would make a difference. I rolled a 10, and then I rolled a 9. I rolled a 19, and my persuade's 10. I don't think I can roll a 10 now.
Well, you could roll a 9. If you get double zeros, if you get snake eyes.
Oh, I rerolled the D. Sorry, I was like.
Yeah, the 100. Sorry.
Yeah, the 100
die. No. Unsuccessful.
Tried to fucking persuade with a 19, with a fucking 12 or whatever the hell you had.
No, I had a 10, but I wasn't expecting to have to persuade him. I was just curious. It was more of a question than anything.
Well, I don't think my home would be of much interest to you, but should you wish to walk the fields with me, then I would be more than happy to show you the plantation.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Absolutely.
As we get up, I'd like to kind of make my way over to the clock and just give it a once over. See if I can glean anything overly suspicious about it. Are there like a scratch marks on the ground? Is it like set to a particular time zone? Something like that.
Make a spot hidden check for me.
It's a big fat failure.
Big fat failure.
95.
95. It doesn't seem to be anything unusual about the area surrounding it or the chronometer itself. Make an intelligence roll for me, Clyde. Just straight intelligence.
Oh, very good. It's a crit success.
This chronometer is identical to the one you guys found in New York, not only in build, but also it seems to be synchronized from what you can tell to the one in New York. And in fact, you brought the one from New York with you. It was part of Norman's belongings.
Did someone take that though? I don't think they took that.
Well, Norman took it from Juju House, so I assumed it was with Norman's stuff.
Okay, yeah, right. I always assumed it was something tiny that he could keep on person, but if it's bigger, then
these are like big clocks.
Okay, yeah.
Then I guess we have that.
Yeah, it would probably be with Norman's belongings.
Good to know.
And it's set for the same time as New York. Is it still ticking?
It's still ticking. Yes, the two clocks, the two chronometers. From what you can tell, I mean, with a critical success, you know that they're synchronized to one another, so they are in perfect synchronicity.
What's this thing called again, sorry?
A chronometer.
All right, shall we walk the plant grounds then?
Mm-hmm. All right. So you are all led out of Al Shakti's home. While you guys are being led out, make one more spot hidden check for me.
Cocksucker, man.
Yeah.
That is a regular success.
I failed.
I
Regular success.
failed.
Richard, as you're walking out, you can see that there's a room in the house that looks like a private study. You see that there is a safe that is tucked underneath a bookcase in there. All right. So, you have a rather uneventful afternoon of sort of walking around the plantation for, I don't know, maybe half an hour or so with Al Shakti. He sort of explains sort of the cotton plantation and everything and some of his business interests in the city. After that time, he kind of bids you all farewell, and presumably you all pile back into the taxi to head back into town. As you do so, feel free to talk amongst yourselves before we end it for the night. I'd like to know, unless you guys have anything else you'd want to do at Al Shakti's house.
Well, I was gonna try to, while he's doing the tour, gonna try to like lag behind and maybe talk to one of the workers.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. That's like roll stealth or anything to take the hand of
No,
lag
you
behind.
can just sort of lag behind and like talk to somebody as you're like walking the fields.
Okay.
We love Master.
I guess I see the first person. I say, "Excuse me." I'm just gonna kind of like gently walk over.
He begins speaking to you in Arabic.
Oh fuck.
No, we're not in England anymore.
Never mind. I'm gonna walk out. I am totally out of my realm there.
All right. Anything else?
Is there anything like walking around the plantation, like an area that people tend to avoid, or is that like generally more?
Oh, it's
Guarded
basically
locked up?
it's nope. It's nothing seems overly well defended. It's basically just the laborers in the field. It's quite a large plantation. There's rows and rows of cotton that are growing here, and then central is Omar's house.
Man, this place is like Norman's dream.
You go up like that.
Yeah.
I was wondering why you were saying. I was like, what? Oh, so
Fire.
he can burn it.
Yeah.
Burn it into the ground.
All right.
So in the taxi then?
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me this afternoon, my friends. And should you have any other lines of inquiry, feel free to phone me. I believe your man, and he gestures to Salim, has my information.
Well, it was a lovely afternoon. Thank you.
Of course. If I can be of service, you know where to find me. He returns into his house. You guys begin driving away.
Well, I don't know about all you, but he seemed like a lovely gentleman.
He's hiding something.
He
What
definitely.
would make you think? What would make you think that?
The clock that he had, the fancy one that we were all looking at. We've seen it before, and it was reading the same time zone as New York as the one we found before.
You know,
All
I
right.
thought it looked
So-
the same.
Sorry, I have to make a clear distinction here. So I had to Google exactly how it works. So chronometers are basically special timepieces which are vacuum sealed. So they like basically, you know how a regular watch will lag behind, has to be wound up specifically and stuff like that, and can be affected by relativity, depending on how fast you're going. So chronometers are designed not to do that. So they can keep time basically perfectly. Marine chronometers have that benefit, and they're also able to I think they're typically set to Greenwich Mean Time, which is one of the time zones like out in the middle of the fucking ocean. So they're basically always like synchronous with one another.
Oh, so it's not really that suspicious.
Yeah, it is used to determine longitude by comparing Greenwich Mean Time and the time at the current location found from observations of celestial bodies.
Interesting.
So if you have one, you are effectively able to tell the precise time no matter where you are on Earth.
I just don't know why someone would need such a device in their house.
In the middle of a cotton plant.
It has to have
What?
another purpose.
I do want to stress, it is identical to the one that you found in New York, and they do read exactly identical to one another.
Okay.
At some point, we need to come back to this house and search it if possible. Perhaps there's something in the basement.
I did find there was a safe in the room we passed on our way out of the house, next to the bookshelf.
Oh.
Might be worth looking into at some point. And the look of the workers they were awfully quiet for doing the work they were doing. I just happened to notice. I tried to talk to one of them, but unfortunately my Arabic is a little bit lacking.
Well, how do you guys think we should proceed? I don't know if such a place can be robbed.
Hey, what's the name of our guide?
Salim.
Hey, Salim, is there been like reports of missing people or anything around these parts in the past? I don't know. Just in the past couple months, year.
Not that I can remember, to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah.
What were you thinking, Clyde? Potentially something else similar that we've seen before?
Yeah, same thing that we found in the juju shop. I was thinking because they required volunteers to make.
Contribute.
That's a good word.
Also, there was that photo of Zara. What was her last name?
Shafiq.
Shishki.
Zara Shafiq, yeah.
That seems that seems very odd. Why would such a man have a photo with a spice dealer? I would have
Yeah.
liked to investigate the photo, but I feel like there was no good way to do so.
Definitely more questions that we can't exactly ask. I feel like the next time we go, we need to come in with a plan and a distraction so that we can explore a little bit more freely.
Perhaps we need to try to find out something about him. Something that can aid us. See what type of figure this man really is.
Yeah, a little blackmail.
Richard and Ruth, since Ruth asked the question, make psychology checks for me.
That is a hard success.
Oh, that's a fumble for me in 98.
Holy crap.
Hey, Ruth, you are stumped. You're not really. Man, seems like we're hitting dead ends with every lead we chase up. Richard, you do notice that when Ruth asks about people going missing,
I asked.
so, or sorry, when Clyde asked that, whatever. I can't keep it all straight. Richard's the one with the high psychology skill, so I just default on him. Salim did seem a little bit sullen, like a little bit fearful, perhaps.
Okay, I'm gonna take note of that.
Okay.
Should we, just out of character, should we be talking around Salim?
I think Salim is well
paying
paid
good
enough.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're paying Salim for 3 hours today. So today there's going to be a bit of a hit to the Jesse Hughes fund today. Actually, not that bad.
Egypt has not been kind to the Jesse Hughes Fund.
No.
What happens while being paid stays while being paid. Salim.
We'll have him sign an NDA.
Yeah.
So, as the taxi gets back into the hotel, it's sort of it's late afternoon, early evening. Salim gets out. You guys pay the taxi driver for the day. Well, I have other business that I must attend to, but should you need my services again, you can arrange through your hotel concierge to have me.
Thank you, Salim.
Thank you
Appreciate your
very
time.
much.
Of course. And presumably you pay him for his 3 hours of work.
All $450.
Yep. You got it. And with that, if you guys have anything else you'd like to discuss, then do it now. And if not, we're gonna call it there for the night.
I'm gonna just quickly, after he's kind of left, I'm just gonna mention to them, Clyde, I did notice. I mean, fearfulness is not a look that I'm not used to seeing. It's quite common in my line of work, but Salim looked very
Used to seeing I strike fear into people when I approach them with my scalpels.
Salim seemed quite fearful, per se. When you mentioned or asked about the missing people, I feel like there's something he's not telling us. It might be worth investigating further, maybe through some sort of authority figure here in Cairo.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that there, Richard, because I was just looking at and reminding myself that Mr. Howard Carter, the former chief inspector of Lower Egypt, who resigned earlier this year, maybe he might know a few things. I was also thinking about going back to my friend Nigel, and I'm sure he has a archive of the past years newspapers, so you can look into missing people.
Sounds like it'd be a great idea.
I'm down. I mean, we could always go back and break into the house. Seeing as that seems like something you boys would be up to. Especially you, Clyde.
Listen, you gotta pick your targets there, Peyton. A dingy little hole in the ground with a guy who doesn't speak English and can take a bribe, or some rich guy's plantation who probably has centuries walking around. You gotta pick your battles.
Fair point.
Well, I don't have anything else to talk about today.
All right. Well, in that case, we're going to end it there tonight. On that note, you guys got some good stuff done today.
Progress. Wow.
Although it does seem like you're struggling to find leads with this main quest a little bit. It seems like you're coming up a little bit short, but
Yeah,
hey,
I feel like it's more the rolls.
Yeah, we're not asking the right questions and we're not getting the right roles to get where we need to be going.
I mean, that being said, though, I feel like we're improving. I feel like we've done better than we have in New York and London.
Yeah. We've been more methodical and like careful about what we do versus just fucking kicking
just
doors
Like
down
not
and...
fucking killing the werewolf.
No, that was warranted. He killed Norman.
Yeah, he did. Fuck that werewolf.
Yeah. Fuck that poor innocent 20-year-old girl who didn't know what was going on.
Hey, she killed Norm, and you know she was affluent.
Listen,
are you victim blaming?
I love killing affluent teenagers.
Oh.
Yeah, that.
It's 13 reasons why, but instead of like suicide, this is my 13th reason why I'm killing this werewolf. You killed Norman.
There's lots of reasons.
Yep.
All right. Well, as always, thank you for joining us. That was a fun session. It was good, good to get back into it after a week off. So. As always, thanks for joining us. We'll be back here in 2 weeks' time to see what we can scrounge up in Egypt. Until then, we'll see you next time, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.